They're very good word problems. So today, we are using algebra to set up and solve equations, modeling real life problems, sort of. And so we are going to be defining variables and setting up equations to solve. Now, she says we're going to do it this way with let statements. I'm going to do it a slightly different way, which I like. And if you take good notes, I really think that everything will go super well on the little assignment for you. So here we go. We are going to define our variables, set up an equation, and then solve it, and answer the question. That's really the key there. One number is 12 less than another number. The total of the two numbers is 154, and we want to find both numbers. Now, there are lots of ways to solve problems, but being able to set up an algebraic equation is the quickest way, typically. But you can plug and chug and guess and check all day and night if that's how you want to roll. However, we can do it much more efficiently with algebra. So, first of all, we're talking about a couple of numbers. They say, hey, we've got one number and it's less than another number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the two things that we're talking about. And everything we're doing today, we're talking about two sort of things. And so I'm going to say, hey, I've got the first number and we have the second number or the other number, however you want to name them. But I'm going to create a little table for us. And this is how I like to keep things organized for ourselves. One number is 12 less than another number. So, do I know how big the other number is? I don't. What can I call it if I don't know what it is? X, sure. And it doesn't matter. One number is 12 less than another number. So I'm just going to call the first number X. I don't know. I don't know how big that number is, okay? And so we're just going to call it X, all right? But then the one number is 12 less than this one. So what can I write for that other number? Well, we could use a Y, but I want a reference. So, like, let's say the first number is 100. What's this other number going to be? If it's 12 less than this guy? 88, right? So if I know this number, can I just say it's this number minus 12? Is that what 12 less than the other number is? Yeah? Okay. So you're going to catch on real fast here, I think. All right. So these are two expressions that give either number. And it says then, the total of the two numbers is 154. What do we need to do if they tell us we have a total? Well, I know is one, the total means we're going to add some stuff together. So we're going to add our first number plus our second number, x minus 12, and it is 154. All right, that's what it says. The total of two numbers is 154. That's what we did yesterday, right? And lots of stuff with equals 154 or equals something. All right? Well, guess what, you guys? You just set up your algebraic equation and we get to solve it. I have 1x plus 1x, which gives me 2x's minus 12 equals 154. I'm going to go ahead and draw my wall and solve for x. So how do I solve? How do I get x all by itself? All right, we can start by adding 12 to both sides. So I get 2x equals 166. And then how do I get x by itself? Divide by 2, divide by 2. And so I get x equals 84? 83, thank you. Yeah, 83, very good. Because 6 divided by 2 gives me a 3. Perfect. All right, so x is 83. So what's x here? Yeah, it's 83. So the first number was 83. And then how do I figure out the second number? Yeah, 83 minus 12. And what is 83 minus 12? 71. Yeah. So find both numbers. So what were both numbers? 83 and 71. Let's see, does 83 and 71 add to be 154? 154, yeah, it does. How about that? That's pretty cool. All right, let's try another. The sum of two numbers is 80. The larger number is 4 more than 3 times the smaller number. We have a larger number and we have a smaller number, and we want to find both numbers. So I'm going to create my little table. What are the two things we're talking about? The larger number and the smaller number. So I'm going to write that down. Create my table. Larger number and the smaller number. All right, so there's my little references. We're talking about a larger number and we're talking about a smaller number. Now it says the larger number is 4 more than 3 times the smaller number. Do we know how big the smaller number is? No. So what can we call it? X. I'm going to use S. Can I use S instead? I'm going to use S because S stands for smaller. All right. So where should I put my S? Under the smaller one. Yeah. So I'm going to use a very special letter because it helps make more sense instead of just using generic X's and Y's. S is for smaller. So then it says the larger number is, so now we're talking about the larger number. The larger number is 4 more than 3 times the smaller. What do you suppose we can write for 4 more than 3 times the smaller? What's 4 more than? Adding, yeah, plus 4. So I have 4 more than, so more than is plus, all right. And then 3 times the smaller? What can I write for 3 times the smaller? 3S, yes, 3 times the smaller, 3 times S, absolutely. 4 more than 3 times the smaller. And so you can sort of read it right off. And now we can go to this very first sentence. It says, the sum of the two numbers is 80. All right, is 80, what should I write for is 80? Equals 80, and it's the sum of the two numbers. Sum, what does sum mean? Total, the adding two things together. And what are the two things we're adding? Yeah, the 4 plus the 3S, that's the larger number, and S, the smaller number. The larger number plus the smaller thing should add to be 80. And there's your equation that we've just set up, and we can solve now. Let's see, so this is 3 S's plus 1 S, which gives me 4 S's. So I have 4 plus 4 S's equals 80. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my wall. So what should we do to solve? Minus 4, good. Going to subtract 4. So I have 4 S's equals 76. And then divide by 4. S equals 19. Great. So what should I do? Yeah, so what's S? 19. And then here, can I figure out the larger number? Yeah. So we're just going to plug in place of the S. So 4 plus 3. And in place of S, we have the 19. Addison, turn around. So can you in your calculators 4 plus 3 times the 19 for me? Because I don't have a calculator. 61? Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So the smaller number is 19 and the larger number is 61. How are you feeling? Okay, well, we're going to do a couple more. Let's keep going. In Miss Middleton's class, there are 7 more boys than girls. If there are 29 total students in the class, how many boys are there? What are the two things we're talking about? Boys and girls? Boys and girls are the two things that we're talking about. All right, we got boys, we got girls. Now, let's see. There are 7 more boys than girls. So, do I know how many girls there are? No. Well, so this is one of the small numbers you can figure out pretty easily. It's true. But I don't know how many girls there are. What can I use to represent the number of girls? G, sure. I don't know how many girls there are. I'm going to call them G. Now, it says there are 7 more boys than girls. So if I know the number of girls, or if girls is G, what do I have to do to figure out the number of boys? G plus 7. I got to have 7 more of them. The boys have 7 more than the girls, so that's just adding 7 to the number of girls. Okay? Now, it says there are 29 total students. How do we get those students? How do we get 29? Oh. The boys plus the girls? Yeah? Oh, okay. So the boys, we can show G plus 7, and the number of girls should equal 29. There are a total of 29 students, 29 boys and girls all together. All right, 1G plus 1G, 2Gs plus 7 equals 29. And then we can solve. Well, it will start cooking very, very quick here. All right, and so how do we solve for G? Minus 7, minus 7. I get 2G equals 22. And then how do we get G by itself? Divide by 2, divide by 2. So we get G is 11. So there are 11 girls. And how do we figure out the boys? Add 7 more. 11 plus 7 is 18. So there are 18 boys and 11 girls in that class. That one's an easy one because the numbers are small enough you can just figure it out. That's not the point of algebra. Algebra is for when things are huge numbers, really. Yes, sir? Again, I knew that because you said the answer really fast. This is an easy one because the numbers are small. The point of algebra is to do it when there's 837 people on a plane. All right, and you're figuring it out. All right, so we start with small numbers and then... Oh, what they're doing in there? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in there. Well, but yeah. All right. Reese is 7 years younger than Emily. Hey, who are the 2 people we're talking about now? Reese and Emily. So let's write that down. Reese and Emily. Reese and Emily. The sum of their ages is 37. Find the age of each girl. Let's see. It says Reese is 7 years younger than Emily. Do we know how old Emily is? No. What can we call her? E. Yeah, let's use an E for Emily. So I'm going to use an E for Emily. And then it says Reese. So now we're talking about Reese. Reese is 7 years younger than Emily. So what should I write for Reese? E minus 7. Hey, I love that cool response. That was awesome. Now it says, the sum of their ages is 37. What should I do for the sum of their ages? Yeah, add them up. So Reese's age was E minus 7. And Emily's age is E. And if I add those together, it should equal 37. All right. We have 1E plus 1E, which is 2 E's, minus 7 equals 37. And then we can do what? Add 7 on both sides. So I get 2E equals 44. And then divide by 2, divide by 2. So I get E is 22. Oh, hey, look, Emily is 22, and then how do we find Reese? 22 minus 7, which is 15. Hey, how about that? Okay. Number 5. On their last history test, Eric scored 5 more than twice the points that his friend Josh did. If they scored 134 points altogether, find Eric's score. Who are the 2 players in this problem? Eric and Josh. So Eric and Josh are my two players. And let's see, it says Eric scored 5 more than twice the points that his friend Josh did. Do we know how many points Josh scored? No, what can we call that? J. Yeah, so we're going to let Josh be J. And then it says Eric is 5 more than twice. 5 more than twice his friend Josh. What should we write for 5 more than twice his friend Josh? Plus 5, 5 more than. We definitely want a 5 more than. So 5 plus twice the points that Josh did. Times Josh by 2. Yeah, twice times by 2. Twice J. Twice Josh's points. So that is 5 more than twice Josh's points. All right. Now it says if they scored 134 points altogether, what should we write for that equation? Addition, yeah. 5 plus 2J plus Josh, J, equals 134. So 5 plus 2J plus the J, add them up, equals the 134 points altogether. All right. We got 2J's plus 1J. What is that? 3J's. So 5 plus 3J's equals 134. And then we need 2. Minus 5. Good. Minus 5. So I get 3J equals 129. And then we need 2. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. So I get J equals 43. Good. All right, J is Josh. Josh got 43 points on his test. That is not so hot. Well, maybe. I don't know. 5 plus 2 times the 43, because that's what the J is. What is 5 plus 2 times 43? 91. So Eric got a 91. That's considerably more. That's definitely better. We wanted to find Eric's score. What was Eric's score? 91. So there's Eric's score right there. Eric got 91. All right. How are you feeling about this? Great. Pretty okay? All right. One more. All right, number 6. Ryan has 1 less than 4 times the number of songs on his iPad that Olivia has. Woof, that was a long sentence. In total, they have 469 songs. How many songs does Olivia have? All right, who are our 2 players? Ryan and Olivia. All right, now let's see. Ryan has 1 less than 4 times the number of songs that Olivia has. Do we know how many songs Olivia has? No. What are we going to call it? O. All right. So, Addison, please turn around. O. Do you suppose O is a good choice for a letter? No. Why not? It looks like a 0, and so I definitely don't want to confuse myself. We could do V. V is a fine letter. Olivia. Via, yeah. All right, so we're going to use V for Olivia. That's a good choice. All right, so then how do we write an equation for Ryan? Ryan has 1, less than. Less than is a turnaround phrase. 1 less than 4 times the Olivia's songs. 4V minus 1. Very good. 4 times, so 4 times Olivia's songs, so that'd be 4V, and then 1 less than, so we have to subtract the 1. That less than is a tricky turnaround phrase, so the 1 less than has to come at the end. All right. Now it says, in total, They have 469 songs. What should we write to show the 469? Four V minus 1 plus V equals 469. Yeah, add your little equations together and they equal 469. All right, we have 4 V's plus 1 V, which is 5 V's minus 1 equals 469. And then we need to do what? Add 1. Add 1. Add 1. We get 5V equals 470. And then divide by 5. Divide by 5. So we get V equals 94. Very good. All right, now we know Olivia had 94. Oh, hey. That's the question. Do we need to find Ryan's songs? No. How many songs did Olivia have? That was the question. Olivia has 94. Could you figure out how many songs Ryan had? Yeah. You absolutely could. Do we need to? No, because our job is to answer the question, not do extra work. All right, do you have questions for me? All right. We'll give this a try, ladies and gentlemen. You